Welcome to the Bilingual Summit, I Am Alive, a ceremonial 5-day event where we invite you to liberate your essence, celebrate your life, its cycles, your sexuality, and every breath and heartbeat. My name is Amalai, and together with Mar Guerrero, we are the creators of this summit. It is such an honor to have today Gonzalos Salinas. He's a sexuality coach, and he's going to share today the topic, the orgasm as a tool for liberation. Welcome, Gonzalo.
Amala, querida, thank you so much for the invitation. It's an honor to be here.
I'm so excited that you are giving us this space. And as always, there is this one question for you, is what makes Gonzalo feel alive every day?
Well, what really makes me feel alive, like every day, as soon as I wake up, I do my gratitude practice and I do my meditation. And I truly feel the connection to source on that. When I'm grateful, I usually, whatever is moving that day or the previous day in my life, I'm grateful for that. Whether that might look good or not, I'm still grateful for that. But I usually, in my gratitude practice, I usually include 3 things to be grateful for every day. And I want to make sure that at least one of them is something very simple. For example, I am grateful today because I can breathe, or because I can wake up, or because I can open my eyes and see, and that somehow that keeps me on check, like, hey, just remember that this day is not given, like you know what's going to happen next. So my connection to source through my gratitude practice and through my meditation makes me feel alive.
That's a good practice for us also to connect and practice and do it. And you mentioned, because we recorded first the Spanish version, you mentioned that you do this practice every day, even you share it live, this practice.
Oh yeah, I do every day at 7 a.m. I mean, I'm in Seattle right now. I'm gonna be moving back to Miami soon, right? But I mean, I'm telling you this because it's 7 a.m. in Seattle when I do that, so it's 10 a.m. in Miami. But every day I just open the live on Instagram and I start doing my meditation. Yeah, and I share. And guess what? This is only 10 minutes that I open the live, but those 10 minutes, every single day I get comments from people or DMs telling me, "Hey, thank you for the meditation today. Like, really opened a beautiful space for me." Yes. So I think it's a beautiful practice. The Western world, in my opinion, it has an excess of past and excess of future, and just to give to yourself a few minutes where you can be right here, right now, is truly a gift.
Wow. And I'm bringing just what the last part you just mentioned also to tie. It's a great segue to the topic you are going to share today about the orgasm as a tool for liberation, because you are sharing a different view and perspective, not the one that maybe in this side of the planet, in the Occidental side, we've been practicing, but rather you are going also to share some of the insights that you've learned, and that you not only learn, but also experience in yourself and took them into practice that comes from the Orient, from the other side of the planet. So can you share a little bit more about the orgasm as a tool for liberation?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. The most important part is that the orgasm is a tool that can help you to move energy, and it helps you to move energy in a way that allows you to not leaving the energy on the lower energetic centers of your body, but actually move the energy through as waves through all the energy centers. It can occur, I mean, it can happen spontaneously to anyone, but as a practice, you can make it replenish the life force with the movement of the energy all the way from the bottom, the first chakra, all the way through the crown of the head, you know?
Wow. Yes. And when you mentioned the orgasm, the part of our body that comes to my attention is the lower part of the body. Mm-hmm. And also the lower part is known as the part, I mean, the hips is where we store most of those tension and blockages of energy. So mm-hmm. what you are saying is that the orgasm will allow us, when we mm-hmm. use it in the way that I believe you are going to share with us, mm-hmm. it can start liberating all those mm-hmm. energetic blockages. Is that
absolutely,
right?
Yeah. The thing is, I mean, we are capable of experiencing orgasms in multiple dimensions, right? And the energy centers that are called chakras, right?
Yes.
They're not anatomical structures in the body, but are they're like clusters of oscillating energy, right? And they can be blocked. Mm-hmm. And they can be blocked for many reasons. Mm-hmm. They can be blocked for traumas, for conflicts associated to sex, for bad experiences, for pervasive belief systems. They can be blocked for a huge number of reasons that you can create energetic blockages, right? And basically what you do, what is almost required in order to experience liberating orgasms is to clean that energetic body. So practices to clear the path, the energetic pathways that are going to allow the energy to move through the entire body is fundamental in order to get to that space where orgasm can be a tool for liberation and a healing tool, you know?
Wow. So how would you say, like, what would be the outcomes, or what are the benefits when we do this practice, when we start allowing the orgasm to do what it can do, like what the person will experience?
There are many benefits, and the most important benefit is to allow the free circulation of sexual energy throughout your body. And the reason why this is extremely important is because moving the energy will have a repercussion in your real life out there. Let's call it real life, right? So I'm actually putting right here on one side the erotic space, let's call it sexual life, and the other side is the real life. But the thing is, they are constantly giving feedback to each other. In other words, the way you live your sexual life will have enormous repercussions in your day-by-day life, and vice versa. So what's gonna happen when you are bringing your sexual energy from the lower chakras, which is the root chakra, sacral chakra, or the solar plexus, all the way to the heart, to the throat, to the third eye, to the crown. When you are bringing the energy, you are charging those centers and allowing the expansive capacity for creation that those centers have. That is clear, and this is something that great renowned scientists like Joe Dispenza, for example, they have been studying this for decades, which is the process of human creation, the way how humans create. And basically you are putting an order out there in the quantum field that comes from your mind, and you magnetize back to your reality that through emotion that is actually a different vibration that comes from your heart. And they both need to be coherent in order to make that a reality. What defines that coherence is the wave that is the wave that the energy is being at that specific moment, right? You want to bring your brain waves or the heart waves is relaxed meditative state, which allows you the peace to create that, you know, but at the same time bringing the energy from the lower centers to the upper centers are going to supercharge those centers. So whatever information you are sending out there is information that is going to see a reality in the physical world faster because it's supercharged. You know, it's somehow it's a very, very practical thing, you know, but it's like dwelling in the center of the mystery. So it is, on one hand, it's beautiful, and on the other hand, you see amazing results. And at the same time, when you have this free circulation of energy throughout your body, pleasure grows 10x, you know? So that itself is wonderful because, I mean, who doesn't want to experience more pleasure in their body, you know? It's like the most beautiful thing in the world.
It would be more pleasure for longer.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, for sure.
So,
more pleasure and also seeing better results in your life in consequence of your practice, you know.
So we have a benefit in our outer world, but also in the inner experience. So it's like benefits in different ways. When we practice this, then we have, you mentioned before when we were talking in the previous one, we'll experience the cosmic orgasm, from which is different from maybe what we are used to today, what we have learned from the media, what we have learned from the pornography that that is available for everybody. Can you share a little bit more, like what would be that difference within this cosmic orgasm versus the conventional one?
Well, unfortunately, the what most of the people are calling are an orgasm are basically those like tiny sparks on the genital area that we get to see on porn, you know. But it's a whole different story when you get to experience that orgasm with clear pathways of your energetic body, where you can allow the sexual energy to circulate throughout your body and actually feel that, because the way the human body lets you know that sexual energy is moving is through pleasure. You know, that's the way the body can translate the movement of sexual energy, through pleasure. So when you feel that in your body, it's a whole different experience. What the majority gets to experience is just those like tiny pleasure in the genital area and end of the story, you know, like, and sooner or later, sex is going to become something boring, you know. That's why like a lot of people after 3, 4, 5 years don't knowing the capacity of sex to be a transcendental experience, right?
Yeah.
Their sexual life becomes like super boring and super like nonsense, that couples that actually love each other end up becoming roommates and not even having sexual interactions, you know. And we're talking about couples that share, you know, like a family, in kids, in a house, but at the end of the day, they are not enjoying their sexual life. And it's totally possible, because when you actually start doing the work, which is obviously starting by clearing the energetic blocks, right? There are specific exercises to clear those energetic blocks, and then moving the energy from the lower centers to the upper centers. So your body gets used to moving that energy. And because when you enter into the erotic space, body, you know, it's not something new, that as soon as you start having sex with someone, you start feeling that in your body. Nobody's telling you stories, it's something that you feel. So what I'm saying right here is, when you start moving the energy in this new way of experiencing an orgasm, right? And the difference between this new experience to the old paradigm, which was what the majority of people, you know, unfortunately, is living under day by day, is a whole different experience. You get to move the energy, feel more pleasure, feeling these expansive waves of sexual energy. And it's kind of like you end up in when you have, let's call it conventional sex, the sex of the majority, you finish depleted. But when you have these new kind of sex, you end up completely energized, supercharged, and you can feel it in your body, and the people around you can feel it. They can see you glowing, you know, and it's wonderful. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience.
Those are totally new concepts then that you are also introducing as we are talking, because we are so used, okay, let's have sex, and then ejaculation happens, and then it's finished. So it's kind of brief moments, and then the invitation is like experience for longer time, inviting the pleasure and other ways to start exploring other ways that are part also of this experience.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like sexuality needs a change in paradigm, like but a massive, massive transformation. Like we need that. And yeah, I mean, the concepts that I'm introducing are not new. As a matter of fact, they're not even mine. They come from different traditions like Taoist sexuality or Tantra, or this new school that is actually penetrating the Western world in a deeper way, which is the holistic sexuality, basically, which is basically give a new approach to sexuality from a multi-dimensional perspective, you know. And these new concepts are literally creating a revolution, you know, like is changing the way we approach to sexuality. We, as Gail Dines, the sociologist, says, we have pornified every area of our society. So right now, what we are doing is literally demolishing the old paradigms of sexuality, bringing these new ones in order to bring more joy to people.
Yeah. So before we enter to the practice, Gonzalo, that you're going to share with us, one question for you is, everything that I hear is, when we are talking in certain times to have an experience, an orgasm without an ejaculation, without, and so it's kind of maybe people say, what, how is going to happen? Can you just briefly share a little bit more about that?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So
How is
ejaculate.
that possible?
No, yeah, it is totally
Yeah.
doable. It takes practice. It's not difficult, but it takes practice. So in other words, it takes discipline, you know. But it's totally doable because every man has threshold pleasure, right? And when you just have like a reflex reaction of that pleasure, basically the moment you cannot take any more pleasure in your body, you're going to ejaculate and end of the story, because you enter into a refractory moment in your body, right? A refractory phase, and prolactin cells no correction. You have to wait, depending on your age, 20, 25, 30 minutes, you know. It all depends. But once you start mastering your sexuality and extending the pleasure threshold in your body, then you are capable of taking more and taking more and taking more. The moment you are having intercourse, like I'm a heterosexual man, right? If I'm having intercourse with a woman, I am giving and receiving energy, and I'm feeling the energy that I'm receiving, but my body has a limit of the pleasure that can take at once, and at some point, you know, that implosion is going to explode and end of the story. But if you practice and you extend that pleasure threshold, you can actually take more and more and more pleasure, and you create this beautiful exchange that in Taoist sexuality would be called the microcosmic orbit, you know, that you can create in intercourse between you and your partner, and basically are both energetic centers creating one circuit of energy moving throughout the body. And this is literally an out of this world experience, because you have the energy freely circulating and you are not subject of the limits of the body. It's kind of like going through a transcendent state. Now, for the sake of answering the question, basically what you need to do is extending through exercises the pleasure threshold, right? It's important to make a note that you do this through your solo practice. So you extend this through your solo practice. There are certain exercises that are going to help you to take more pleasure in your body. And then once you start like expanding and expanding, then you're going to have what is called the ejaculatory choice, which is if you choose, you can ejaculate. If not, you can harvest that energy and use it for different purposes. So it's extremely important and it's not something that you start, and the next day you are a master. No, it takes time. It takes time, but you know what? The thing is, the results are amazing for you, for your partner, and for the rest of your life, because it has repercussions in every area of your life.
Wow, that's super interesting. Okay, so what can we do? What is the practice you're going to share briefly? How can this practice help us?
So what I'm going to share is a Taoist exercise that is called the exercise of the energy spheres, right? Like a sphere, you know, and it's an exercise that comes from the Taoist sexuality, and basically it can help you to move sexual energy from the lower energetic centers to the upper energetic centers, you know. And that itself not only clear the pathways, but also whenever you are experiencing the movement of sexual energy, let's say when you're having your practice or having intercourse with someone, you have clear channels to feel the sexual energy moving, and that will be translating to more pleasure and at the same time more capacity for creation.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is something that we can practice every day if we want, or even when we are having intercourse, as you mentioned.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
This is a practice that you do that you do by yourself, you know, but it's going to have repercussions in every area of your life.
Whenever you are ready.
Perfect. So I just want you to sit wherever you are, you know, sit with straight back. Your feet are on the ground, and I want you to close your eyes. Close your eyes. Now, I want you to take your attention to the area of your perineum. In the base of the perineum, you'll find the first energetic center, is the beginning of your energetic center. And I want you to visualize a small sphere of light located right in your perineum. If you're a man, this would be behind your testicles and just ahead of your anus. If you're a woman, it would be right behind your vulva and ahead of your anus. So just visualize this sphere of energy. And now I want you to be aware of that area. And I want you to start contracting your pelvic floor and relaxing. This exercise is the same movement that you do when you want to hold your pee. You are peeing and you hold it, you close it right there. Do it with me. Close it, relax, contract, relax. Okay? So now we're going to start. You visualize that sphere of energy. And now I want you to contract your pelvic floor, relax, contract, relax, contract, relax. And now contract, don't relax, just hold it. And now I want you to visualize that sphere of energy is coming all the way up through an imaginary tube that is coming up through your spine all the way to the center of your head. You're visualizing that sphere of light coming to the center of your head, and then it expands. It expands completely throughout your head, and then it contracts and starts coming down, and you visualize that sphere of light coming all the way down to your perineum, and then you relax. Again, contract, relax, contract, relax, contract your pelvic floor, relax. And now you contract, don't relax, and visualize that sphere of energy again, coming all the way up from that imaginary tube that is in your spine to the center of your head, and then let it expand. Expand and clear. Light can clear, whatever matter cannot. And then come again and contract and come down, 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 all the way to the perineum, and then relax. And one more time, contract down there, relax. Contract your pelvic floor, relax. Contract again, relax. And now you contract and you hold it, and it comes all the way. You are visualizing that sphere of energy coming all the way up to your head, and then open up. up and let it charge the energetic center of your head. And then it comes contracting and then coming down, 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 all the way from your back, your abdomen, until it comes down to your perineum again, and you relax. And now we are coming to the second part of the exercise. Again, we contract down there, we relax. We contract, we relax. We contract again, we relax. And now we contract. And then without relaxing, we visualize that sphere of energy coming all the way up from through your spine, all the way through your heart. And when it comes to your heart, you expand it and you let it charge. It's charging your heart and is removing the emotions that shouldn't be there. And contracting down and coming down all the way until it goes back to your perineum, and then you relax. Again, contract, relax, contract, relax, contract, relax. Now you contract and you visualize that sphere of energy coming up again. Again, crossing your abdomen, crossing your chest and coming to the middle of your chest, to your heart, and expanding and charging your heart. And then it comes back and start going back again all the way to your perineum and let it go. One more time, contract, relax, contract, relax, contract, relax. And now you contract and it starts coming up again. You're visualizing that sphere of energy, warm, shiny, that is coming to your heart, and it brings all the light and the life force and is charging your heart with love and is clearing whatever needs to be cleared. And then it comes again, being the sphere of energy, and then comes down all the way down to the perineum, and then you let it go. And now we are coming to the last part of the exercise. Again, your attention to your pelvic floor. You contract, you relax. Contract, relax. Contract, relax. Now you contract, and that now you don't let it go. And you visualize again the sphere of energy from the perineum coming just short movement all the way to a sacral area, which is right under the belly button and right above the pubic bone. On that part, you visualize that sphere of energy is coming up right there, and then you let it expand and let it expand and let it clear all your pelvic area. It clears your pelvic area, it clears memories, it clears emotion that shouldn't be there, and then it comes back, and then you visualize it going back down to the perineum and let it go. Again, contract, relax. Contraction of the pelvic floor, relax. Contraction again, relax. Now contraction, and comes all the way up to the sacral area, and you let it expand and let it charge it with all the sexual energy that you're creating with the movement, and allow it to move, allow it to charge all that area that so little attention gets on a regular basis. And now comes back, and you visualize it going back down to the perineum, and you let it go. And one more time, you contract, you relax, you contract, you relax, you contract, you relax, and now you contract, And then you visualize it again, that sphere of energy coming to a sacral area. In the sacral area, you allow it to expand and clear all the pelvic area, your genital area is clearing right now and is charging you with all that sexual energy that you're bringing from the lower center. And then you visualize it going back to the perineum area and you let it go. And now you have moved the sexual energy throughout the body. So right now, what you're going to do right there, sitting there with your eyes closed, you're going to start moving that energy. You start touching with your hands, touching your feet, if you can touch them, your legs, your knees, your thighs, your pelvic area, your genital area, your abdomen, back, chest, your upper back, your shoulders, your arms, your elbows, your forearms, your hands as if you were washing your hands. And then you touch your neck. You're moving all that energy that you just move with the exercise. And now you touch your face and start moving it. Your mouth, your nose, your cheeks, your ears, and now even your scalp. And then once you've moved that, you put your hands on top of your legs and you stay right there quiet. Quiet, not moving an inch. And right now you can experience how sexual energy is moving throughout your body. Nobody's telling you a story, you're feeling it in your body. And you can use this exercise at any moment when you want to move this energy and you want to move something in your life. And we're gonna anchor this exercise with 3 deep breathings. So we inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Again, we inhale through the nose, and we exhale through the mouth. And one more time, we inhale through the nose, and we exhale through the mouth. And full of gratitude, we thank for this beautiful exercise that allows us to move the energy in our lives, and we come back to this space.
I am sweating by now, Gonzalo, after practicing twice.
A beautiful, beautiful energy exercise.
Yes, thank you so much for that. And so we are at the top of the time. So what would be the words or the advice that you would like to share today with the audience?
I would say that there's no technique out there that is going to, like give you a great sexual life. Just come to the erotic space, bringing your full presence. That's the only thing that is going to make a difference.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you. And for the people that are watching us today, you are able to access the bio page of Gonzalo, where you will find all the details. You will find the contacts, your social networks, and also you will be able to access the gift that he has for you. So he wrote a book. If you don't know, what is the name of your book, Gonzalo?
My first book is a book called Conquering Porn Addiction. It's actually a book that helped men to to overcome pornography addiction. Now I'm about to publish a book about female pleasure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I like those sites that you are bringing and sharing. So you will be able to access the audiobook of the first book. It's going to be available. I totally recommend you to get in touch with him and also to follow him in his social networks. Thank you so much for your time, Gonzalo. It has been such a pleasure to share this interview with you.
Thank you so much.